If anyone serves me, let him follow me, and where I am, there my servant will be also. If anyone serves me, him my Father will honour. Service, servant. In this day and age, isn't that all a little bit Downton Abbey? The definition of servant is one that serves others, and the definition of serve is to perform duties or services for another. Don't we do that all the time? Cooking for our families, sorting the washing, doing the school run for our children's friends. Those things are small, but they are the beginning of following Jesus as he told his disciples to do. And Holy Week brings us to the awful clarity about where that might lead. Before this year, I thought that sacrificial Christ-led service was something that the developed world had lost sight of, a thing of the past belonging to the history books with the likes of Hudson Taylor and Mother Teresa. These past few weeks have taught me that I was wrong. Twitter has taught me that I was wrong. My work has taught me that I was wrong. I think today of those in this time of national need who have listened to the call to serve. I don't know what drove them to answer the need of their community, of our community, whether it was a faith, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, a moral purpose, a strong family sense of duty, or lessons learned at school, or maybe examples set by personal heroes. I don't know if they answered the call to serve with the support of their family and friends, or in the teeth of understandable opposition. I just know that they sacrificially served. Dr. Alpha Sadhu, Amjad al-Harani, Adil El-Tayya, Dr. Habib Zaidi, 4 British doctors who all died from the COVID-19. Like thousands of NHS workers and carers walking open-eyed and willingly into danger, they followed a call to serve, and we are indebted to them. But of course their sacrifice is not a sacrifice that we're all called upon to make. Acts of service over the past weeks have come from all arenas of life. Supermarket workers being alongside the public instead of isolating themselves, those on low-paid or zero-hour contracts who, despite the huge financial security, have chosen to stay inside. Any one of us who has chosen not to visit those we dearly love has shown a generosity, a service to those around them. Our schools are still full of teachers and support staff willing to work with the children of key workers, many of whom will be children of those battling with the virus on the NHS front line. I have seen an awe-inspiring willingness to stay open over Easter and bank holidays with little thought as to consequences, and done with a humility. We're not doing much really. When set against the NHS workers, we've got it easy, said one head of school. We're privileged to be able to offer something to make a difference, said another. Our church schools are doing a great deal to make a difference, not only serving key workers, but also in teaching our children and young people and their families what discipleship looks like. If anyone serves me, let him follow me. If anyone serves me, him my Father will honour. And if we are to follow Christ, we follow him to sacrifice. Today our churches lie silent because that is a sacrifice worth making for the safety of those we as church serve. Today we have to learn that there are different ways of worshipping, of being church, of being with Christ. Sacrificing the old way of worship, those ways that have always brought us comfort and peace and spiritual nurture, we have to follow Christ in new ways, find new ways of being church. Today life seems more tenuous than it did a month ago. Life for many is harder than it was a month ago, in big ways and in small. Most assuredly I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces more grain. Maybe it's time as individuals, as church, as a country, to let the old ways fall into the ground that new grain may grow. Are the first signs of that happening the acts of servanthood that we are seeing through our communities? Large or small, they all show that we are still able to understand how to be disciples, to serve, to put the needs of others before our own. All we need now is to follow him who made the ultimate sacrifice. Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this purpose I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name. What will be our purpose in this hour?